welcome to Cute Girl Convos. I'm your girl Mona Lisa.
And I'm your girl Kia.
Hey y'all.
Hey, how you doing?
So happy that y'all with us again this week.
Yeah, so how was it? Was it good?
Yeah, I had a busy week.
Same here. Same here, extremely.
Busy, running. But it was good. I made some good progress and got some things done and taken care of. I still got some stuff to do.
Sure. So I guess it was good, right?
Yeah.
Being busy doing something, busy doing.
I'm gonna do something today that I haven't done in a long time. I'm gonna take me a nap later this afternoon.
Okay.
I usually don't
It
take.
don't sound like busy though.
Yeah, I usually don't take naps, but after I get finished doing what I have to, have to do this morning and early this afternoon, I'm gonna take me a nap.
I agree. You see these bags in my eyes.
I don't see no
I
bags.
have been like, girl, they there. That's what I say.
Well, you've been busy too, huh?
Yeah, definitely been busy.
Yeah.
But that's a good thing, right? It's always good to be busy, constructively busy.
Right.
And to be unconstructive.
Yeah,
Just doing stuff.
Aimless.
This is anything.
Just doing nothing. Yeah, doing nothing. Well, thank you guys. We love y'all. We really do. We appreciate y'all coming back to watch and listen to us every week, and we're so grateful. We thank you. Today we got a topic for you, a serious topic. We're going to talk about grief, mental health,
and just the importance, like the main part is the importance of understanding the stages of grief and overcoming it as well. You know, it was one of those things that again, it was a commercial on TV where it was a domino pieces. And like the domino pieces had went really, really far, but it was just that one marble and they spoon, like, you know how they rolled the marble into the domino pieces, and all of the domino pieces like started to knock down. So just to say, like, it can be something so small as not properly healing from grief that can have an effect on all of the other components in your life, and not only in your life, in your children's lives, and their children's lives, and so forth and so on. So just making sure that we understand how important it is to successfully recover from grief and to also seek mental health when it's needed.
Yeah, a couple weeks ago, I had to do the invocation for church.
Okay.
So I had to, say a prayer and all of that stuff. So as I was praying, I asked, God to bless those that were going through grief, because I think the day before that I had attended a funeral. And grief doesn't just come from death of a loved one.
No.
You can grieve the loss of anything, a job, a pet, something that was significant in your life. And it could be very traumatic.
A long-term relationship.
Right.
A long-term, and that person can still be like living in they can still be living.
Yeah.
And
it's just
separation from that person.
That's what it is. The grief is the separation from something or someone.
And that's where the problem comes in. Because we're human, so we're so used to routine, and we're so used to when a person becomes accustomed to our lives, that when that person is no longer there, it's like
when your whole dynamic of your life has changed. Your pattern, you gotta start
everything over.
Everything over. When my mom passed away last March, it's almost a year already.
Wow.
Yeah. When my mom passed away, I went about my life as she would want me to.
Okay.
But I wasn't moving the same. And just because I got up in the morning and got dressed and did my work and stuff like that, but I still wasn't moving the same. And that was because I was still grieving. I still am. Think about my mom. And it's like my dad died in 2005. My mom died last year. We still had our mom. So it was like we didn't feel that emptiness.
Because my
mom was still there, and then to still to be able to go to my mom's house and my dad, the presence of my dad is still there. It hurted really bad for him not to be there physically, but his spirit was still there, so it brought comfort. But then it was like when my mom died, I got this sense, and I don't know if my siblings felt the same way, and I need to ask them. I started to feel like both of them died at the same time.
Oh, wow.
It's like I could not think about one without thinking about the other.
Wow.
Yeah. So it's like I lost both of my parents at the same time when I didn't, you know.
Yeah. That's the importance of moms. Shout out to moms. Yo, like seriously, like anytime mothers, like she did such a great job when he passed away that she was able to like move on and mentally knew he wasn't here, but you never felt it.
Right.
So shout out to your mom.
I felt it like that day, the day that we buried my dad, I didn't want to leave the cemetery because the feeling of leaving him alone, even though I knew that he wasn't alive, I just leaving him there, you know. Yeah. But I started to, you know, feel better. But it's like now, you know, I listen to my mom's voicemails. I don't look at her picture. It took me a long time to look at my dad's picture. I still can't stare at his pictures. I can look at it quickly. I haven't looked at my mom's pictures. If I come across it, I'll move quick past it. Because I don't want to feel sad.
You don't want to go back into that.
I don't want to feel sad. Even though I feel sad, I know I'm still grieving. I don't want the emotion
to come with it. But do you think pushing it aside makes it worse for later?
Probably.
Okay. I think so. Because I haven't had the experience of losing my mother or my father, but I have had the experience of losing a child. So to me, I don't know, it was different. It was traumatic. It wasn't more like, because I feel like when you lose an elder person, depending on their age,
you kind of prepare.
Yeah, you're prepared, and it's like, you know what, you lived your life. You know, it's time. You know, clearly the Lord said it was time for you to move on. So it's like a little bit more understanding, a little bit more acceptance to when you're losing an elder. But when you're losing a child, it's like, that wasn't supposed to happen.
Right.
Why did it happen? It was like so many questions on top of questions and then no answers and then whole, like you felt, as a mother, I felt like a hole. I still feel like a hole.
Empty.
It's like a hole
missing.
That's just there, that's missing, and it will never be replaced. I mean, out of all the tattoos that I've put on the body, all the figures, there's never a replacement.
Did you go through grief counseling?
Did I? Heck yeah.
Did you find it helpful?
The medication was more helpful than
the conversation.
No. So the conversation was okay. Speaking to people was okay, but like all they could really do was like just kind of like guide you through the pain and like help you manage in the process,
right.
Help you manage the pain as I went through it. But it wasn't nothing where it was like nothing was fulfilling. Nothing was okay. And then I finally had spoke to one person, one of the counselors who honestly told me like it's never going to be okay. And she was like, it's okay that it's never going to be okay. So when I grasped that aspect of it had a different light on it. So it was like, okay, it's not okay. It's never going to be okay. But now what are we going to do? How are we going to continue to move forward?
Because we're kind of taught to not, like in the moment of funeral, the actual death, and then the moment of the service, we're basically allowed to cry.
Okay.
And then after that, it's like, okay, she's in a better place. They not, they want you to, when I say they, I mean your family, your peers. They want you to, okay, life goes on.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not that easy.
Not all the time.
Yeah, I've lost a husband, my mother, my father, a baby, friends, family members, grandparents. I lost my grandmother. My dad's mother, she died. I was 14 years old.
See, I don't think I've experienced any loss that was that emotional to me. Like, I've lost my grandfathers, 2 of them here. Both of my parents' fathers did. Okay. So yeah, I've lost them. But I've lost some friends, some people that I went to school with. But I don't think none of them ever had a closeness, or I was close to them to have felt like I was going through a grieving process, if that makes sense. So,
as I got older, I realized that I deal with death differently.
So do you think with age comes wisdom?
Right.
Okay.
And I think that I'm masking things. I'm learning to try to keep my emotions in check. Like so at my church, because I'm on a choir, they would like to, have a full choir, especially if it's a church member. They would like for us to have a full choir. So I try to make sure that I'm there. I don't look at the family.
Wow.
Even though I may have a connection with the family, because if the decedent is a church member, their family 9 times out of 10 is a family, is a church member also. I try not to even look at them.
Okay.
I have to put myself in a mindset that I'm just there to sing for support of the family and the choir, because I don't want to be emotional.
Right.
Because then I'll start thinking about my parents and just all the people that I love that passed away. So I try not to even look at the family. I might not even go view the body.
Okay.
I don't keep the obituaries anymore.
You don't? I do.
I don't keep them obituaries anymore.
Why?
I don't want to be reminded of the pain.
No, but don't you want to keep the person in your mind?
I don't.
Because sometimes when they've been gone for so long, you often, you may forget what they look like.
No, well, with the age of technology, I got the pictures on my phone.
Okay.
So I don't keep obituaries anymore. I read them and then I'll leave it. And if I can see that somebody didn't get one because they were, short-handed, I'll give them mine. I don't keep them. I haven't brought home an obituary from a funeral, I would say maybe in the last 10 years.
Even a close relative?
No, my aunt just passed away. My sister.
Nope.
No. My sister asked me to grab one because she couldn't make it. My sister asked me to grab one, and I grabbed another one for somebody else. I can't remember who it was. For my aunt that couldn't make it. But I didn't bring one for myself. I don't want to be reminded. I haven't even looked at my mom's obituary. Yeah. I came across my first husband's obituary in my son's room, and I came across it and I just pushed away. Like, I don't even want to look at it.
So then, how do you? Okay, so just to let you know, the stages of grief, I'm gonna go through them.
Yeah, go ahead, go ahead, because I want to know. Every time we meet, I learn something.
So the 5 stages of grief. 1, denial. So that's the individual saying, no, that person not dead. That person, I'm going to call them tomorrow. They didn't leave. 2, anger. Once they kick in, no, that person is really going, you are angry. And I know for a fact, I know how that was feeling. You definitely are angry. I wanted to throw shit. It was crazy. So yes, 2 is angry. 3 is bargaining. Like you're just going, please, if you can just bring them back, and I'll do this or I can do that. 4 is depression. You'll go into like a deep, dark place. However, as a person that's experienced it, you also have to know and have a good support system. Your support system is the world when you're going through a major loss. Being able to recognize when you're going downhill, to say, hey, I need some help. Or for somebody else to see it, to say, hey, you need to get some help now. And to, once you realize what it is, to be able to fix it or bring yourself back before you continue to
not stay in it.
Not stay.
It's okay to grieve. It's okay to cry.
Right.
It's okay to feel sad. It's okay to scream and holler. It's okay to throw things.
Right. But don't stay there.
Don't stay there. Like they have these rage rooms now where you can go in there, put on, armor up, put your goggles on, and go in there and just take caution to the wind. Take a baseball bat, a hatchet, whatever you can lift up, whatever you feel, and just, go in there. Sometimes, even if you're not grieving, sometimes it's good to just relieve that stress, because stress causes sickness.
And you know what I say? Have more sex. But that's But look, the 5th one is acceptance. When you finally get to that place of peace, just knowing that, okay, that person's not here, and I have to move on. So those are the 5 stages: denial, anger, bargaining, depression, and acceptance. So now, even if it says a year or longer, it can take an individual to actually get fully through the whole process. I'm 5 years out. So I think 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. No. Wait. 17. Yeah. 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. So 6, 7. Oh my God, he was on 7. So this year would be 7 years. I'll be 7 years out. It's better. It's not as bad. I do recall like certain times of the year, like closest to his birthday.
Do you know what I was about to say?
And
I know, okay, so my son died April of 1997, so he would be 27 in April.
my son would have been 7 in May.
I start to feel sad around that time. And I don't realize that, until I hear, I don't know, for some reason, and I don't know if it's because April is getting close to Mother's Day, and you start to hear that song, Mama, You Know I Love You, from Soul Food. That movie was out around that time.
Okay.
And every time I hear that song, it makes me sad. It really makes me sad. It makes me cry. And every year around April, I get this sadness, and it's not until I put the two together.
Right.
We all, our body, mind, and spirit is connected to the universe.
Yeah. So you definitely know. And again, holiday time, it's birthday time, or certain things that was going on is like
Triggers.
Yeah, the triggers. So I had to mentally like program myself and like watch me from the outside. Like, don't do anything drastic. Don't go buy a car. Don't cut your hair. Don't do anything in that time frame, and allow myself to properly just get through it successfully. So, and then if it gets to the point where it's like, okay, I feel myself going down, I'm going too far down. Like if I get to the point where I start shutting me out from everybody else, it's like, okay, or my husband, he'll even recognize it, and then he'll be like, okay, hey, like, no.
Do you celebrate him every year? No.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, celebration, we not throwing a party for no dead reason. No. However, do I acknowledge it every year? Absolutely. I acknowledge it every year.
I think that's healthy. Because it starts to make you feel, well, I don't know. I don't know how to make you feel. But I would think that it would make you not feel sad.
No, it do. It do. It still do. So I guess my reasoning is a little bit different. Like, I like to acknowledge his birthday simply because it's my son, right? Why would I not? Because all the other kids get these lavish birthdays. So it's almost like feeling guilty in a sense. Like you're doing all of this for your other children, but this particular child, you don't do. But it also don't make sense to do it because that person is technically not here. So,
but you got to cope the way what's best for you.
What's best for me, right? What's best for me.
So if that's getting a cupcake.
So as the years go on, it gets a little bit easier. So like now we kind of like get balloons, and we just say something.
Yeah.
Pretty much it.
Yeah, I never did that.
I don't really do this.
You know why I never did? And I'm going to be honest. Because at the time that my son passed away, I had already had 3 children.
Okay.
And my youngest daughter was 2.
Okay. So you didn't have time.
I didn't have time to grieve. And not only that, I didn't have the support.
Okay.
I was basically pushed into a cycle of emotion of get over it.
Okay. Yeah.
You ain't need no more kids anyway. You already got 3.
Right.
I thought that was ignorant.
Very.
I thought that was inconsiderate, and I think it was very insensitive. So I feel like I had to grieve in silence in my room. I had to cry. I couldn't do it around family because I felt like they didn't understand. Because they looked at it from the aspect you already have 3 children. Like, so I didn't really have a chance to grieve. But I was going through postpartum depression after that also. So I felt like I was just going through a whole lot. I was going through a whole lot. And
so that rolls into the next thing. Did you have mental health? Did you seek any mental health?
I did.
Why?
I don't know.
I think that's also like a myth or an issue with our culture. Like, for some apparent reason, we don't believe or we don't, we're not acceptable or willingly acceptable to having or getting mental health.
As an older adult, I did go through, the therapist, and I still, talk to people now. It's good to talk to someone who don't know you,
right?
Who have don't have a biased opinion, and they're coming from a perspective of trying to help you.
Right.
They don't know the other person, the other components that's going on in your life. They just there to listen.
And somebody that can identify what you're going through.
Yeah.
Because sometimes people be going through certain things and not even know why they're going through them. But to actually get on, and I always say the couch, to get on somebody's sofa and like let it all out. And then for that person to be a professional, to know, to say, hey, no, this is what you're experiencing. This is what you're going through. So this is how, or these are the helpful things to help get you through it. And I think that's the most important thing, like being able to seek a professional that can guide you and help you to get through what you're going through. Because remember that one marble, that one thing that takes place can have an effect on every single domino that's going around. And that thing can be blocks long. So not you, not your children, not your children's children, but your children. Like that one thing that takes place in my life if it's not properly handled, can now have an effect on all of my kids, all of my kids' kids, all of my children's children. So it's best to deal with self.
And not only that, sometimes we can talk to people and we get the sense that they are not there. Like you're talking to them, but you can tell that they're distracted. You don't have their full attention. When you go see a therapist, sometimes we need that. We need that feeling that you're listening.
That you're important.
Yeah, that you're important and that you're listening. So if I'm talking to, say I'm talking to my husband, right, and he got his phone in his hand, and I feel like you're not really listening.
Right.
But when I go see a therapist, I know that I have their full attention for that 1 hour.
Right.
That's costing $500.
Right. It's so crazy too, because I was driving the other day, and I wanted to call my counselor. I was like, oh my God, is anybody else I can talk to besides here? It's $25 to speak to. So yeah, but however, it comes with a cost. But on the flip side, it's still helpful. And then we're talking from a financial aspect too. Like, insurance will pay too, guys. So check with your insurance providers, because there's a lot of providers that will pay. I just think when you enter into a new tax bracket,
Right.
it changes the dynamics of things. However, if not, just find a really, really good friend. We always got that. I don't know. Is a friend really needed? No. No.
I had this conversation with my daughter yesterday about friends.
Okay. And I said that was one of my topics, so.
Yeah, like I've never really had a whole bunch of girlfriends.
Right.
As a child, I've never had a lot of friends like hung around in groups with other females. I may have had one friend, and then at a different time in my life had another friend, and then at a different time in my life had another friend.
A reason was season.
Right. But I've never had a lot of friends, and as I've gotten older, I'm talking about maybe the last 10 years, I'm understanding that as much as I would like to trust people, I can't.
Why? Because that one little marble of whatever happened to you that caused you not is now having a trickle effect on why you can't trust people that lie.
Yeah, so it's like I'm going to talk to the person that I can trust.
Okay.
And that I know that's going to give me the best advice.
Okay. Yep.
Because they love me and they're not going to steer me wrong.
Right. And they're not going to sugarcoat their answer.
Right. And the only person who that is
God.
Jesus. Right. So I learned to take my problems to Him, and I might have to. It's not going to be an immediate response like it would as if I'm sitting next to you talking to you. Sometimes I have to wait and meditate to get that answer, but I know that the answer is going to be beneficial for me. But having some, like you said, support is very, very important, because when my son died, I didn't have the support I didn't have the support that I needed. I didn't even have the support that I needed from my husband.
Oh, wow.
Because he was so busy in the street. And he didn't understand. We were both, I still considered us young. We didn't understand postpartum depression. We didn't understand all of that. So it was just like,
I know I experienced it really bad with my first son. Not knowing exactly what it was.
Right.
Like being in the hospital, they gave pamphlets, but nobody talked to me.
How was his birth traumatic? Like, it was a traumatic delivery?
Yeah.
I believe that has something to do with it.
Oh my God. I went in on the 18th,
So
at 5 o'clock p.m. He was not born until the 19th at 11:42. It was damn near the 20th. It was very traumatic. So,
I really believe that has something to do with it, because my delivery with my son that passed away was traumatic.
Right.
I was in delivery. I was in labor with him for 2 days. And then when I had my last son, Gabriel, That was emergency C-section. I had postpartum with him. I believe that it has something to do with it. I really do.
I know the middle child, although he gives me a run for my money now, his was more planned and scheduled, the delivery was. So it wasn't like a waiting time. It was like we already been through a long one with your first one. More than likely, this is the phase that we want to go through with this one. It was like, here's your day and your time, you're coming. So I literally like walked in, I seen my doctor. Next minute, I mean, I was upstairs in my recovery room in like 2 hours after him. I don't recall going through postpartum with him like I did the first
It can
one.
have something to do with the delivery process.
Or the one I lost. Or even with the last one. Because again, it was like
smooth sailing.
London was kind of like, yeah. It was
I think when it's smooth sailing, when the process is smooth,
okay,
it has something to do with because it only takes one episode to trigger emotion.
Exactly. Yeah. And Lord knows our bodies are really going through a hell of a lot of emotions at that point in time.
Yeah.
So the other thing is the recovery. So to self-recover, they suggest that the individual has to choose to be better or to get better.
Mm-hmm.
You have to make that choice. Like, I do not want to stay in any of these stages forever. To connect with people who's either had the same experience that you're going through, or had the same loss, or has experienced the same thing. So different groups out there, different organizations. You can always Google, moms that lost a son,
mm-hmm.
or, people that have lost mothers, and just see like what comes up in different groups and stuff that's out there that you can become affiliated with and change what you're going through, or turn what you're going through into a purpose.
Right.
And then the next thing is to communicate. To communicate how you're feeling to someone else to get you some help. Successfully communicate. Like, hey, I'm not having a good day today because of X, Y, and Z. Or hey, maybe I need to go lay down, or maybe I need to go to that place where I can let off some steam.
Mm-hmm.
But just to communicate how you're feeling going forward. Now, the Substance Abuse and Mental Health Service Administration. I'm so sorry. Administration has an 800 number, and that's 1-800-662-4357. So if anybody is actually going through any of these, and it's been longer than a year. Now let's say something just happened, okay, you should already be like in the process of working it out. But if you experience something and you're in one of these phases and it's a year or longer, it's time to really seek some help. Like really.
You know what
I
noticed? Some people, I'm not gonna say some people. I'm just gonna say this. It's okay some people want to hold on to the pain because they feel like if they don't feel pain, then they may forget about that person. So they want to hold on to the emotion of feeling sad because I don't want to forget about this person or don't remember them every day. As long as I'm feeling sad and thinking about them and the death of them, I'm going to not forget about them. But it's okay to move
forward.
To move.
Yeah.
Move in a different emotion of happiness. Think about like the times that they made you laugh. I talk about my dad every single day. And it's always, whether it's quoting something that he said, quoting something that he did. I remember, I was saying this a few weeks ago, I changed my playlist in my phone. and I took out all the songs that I may have heard recently of new artists. And then when it's playing, I'm hitting the skip button because I really don't want to hear it. I just, at that moment when I heard it, I was like, oh, I kind of like this. So I added it to my playlist. But that's not what brings me joy.
Right.
The songs that bring me joy are the songs that make me remember my childhood and my mom and my dad.
That's the next time.
Yeah. Yeah.
We got another episode for y'all.
No. So no, this is still dealing with grief.
Okay.
So you gotta find those things that are gonna bring you joy
from that person.
And those songs from back in the 70s and the 80s and the 90s, where I was still living at home with my parents, and they just bring me joy.
So your joy is finding those particular lyrics or songs,
right? Because I can take myself back to that moment.
Okay. I when you felt
love,
that sense of
love
and peace and joy.
Yeah, like I can picture my dad on the drums when my mom go outside, you know.
Okay.
Because he wasn't there pull them drums out when my mom was home. So if she go grocery shopping or running errands, he pull out the drums. So those songs that he would play, that's all that stuff is in my playlist. Okay. Every song that my dad loved is in my playlist. All the music that my mom loved is in my playlist. Things that reminds me of the happy times with my parents.
Right.
Not anything sad.
Would that be the same thing? Like remembering what made you happy or the happy moments that you had with that individual? Is that right?
In a relationship?
In a relationship, I'm like, fuck that nigga. Like, you cried over him for? What you cried over her for?
So you know what I noticed though too?
What?
A different stage in my life, and we don't associate our behavior with what we're going through emotionally, because we don't put it together. We don't think that
it's that domino effect.
Yeah,
right.
We don't think that they're connected, but they're definitely connected.
Everything is connected.
So during my younger years, when I may have been going through things with my first husband. Like all the songs, I still have some of those, those songs that I played back. They were sad songs about broken hearts and stuff like that, and just grief and stuff like that. So that's grieving too. You might be in a relationship with somebody and it's still not going the way you want it to. You're still going to grieve.
In a relationship?
Yeah.
You gotta grieve in a relationship. I'm gonna need you.
Sadness, grief. What is the definition of grief?
The separation of something.
Okay. Even you can be with somebody and y'all separated, y'all not connected emotionally. That's a separation.
Well, why are you with them?
Because in relationships we go through those moments where we're not connected.
Okay, but you work through them.
Yeah, if you want to. If you want to, you might
take it out of it then.
Yeah, but you still want to go through those. You're going to still go through those ups and downs of emotions. Well, you're not.
I don't think that it takes you through these phases, though, right? In a relationship, it's more like anger.
Yeah, you denial.
Well, you are denial.
Yeah,
you deny that this shit's gonna work, and if it ain't gonna work.
Denial. Anger.
My husband, no, he ain't.
Yeah, anger.
Anger, Barry, please change him around. Depression. Yeah.
So it's just.
So I guess at the point where you get to acceptance is when you let him go. Like that nigga ain't gonna change.
Or you stay because you realize that. So the acceptance when you're in a relationship as a part of grief, you're gonna stay.
But do you stay because you just accept that that's the person that they are? Or do you...
You stay because you love that person, and then you stay because...
Well, how can you love somebody that's not loving you back?
Because the way that they love, the way you feel about them has nothing to do with the way they feel about you.
Shit.
In time, that will come. That's a part of the process of...
But that would be the part of acceptance.
That's a part of moving. No, that's the part of
ain't shit, or that man ain't shit, and I'm gonna move on.
That's a part of moving on.
Acceptance, right?
But just because you don't like me, don't mean that I'm gonna you make a decision to not like a person or to not love a person, but that's not automatic. If you love them, you love them. If you like them, you like them.
All right.
So you gotta acceptance. You gotta
But
make
how
that
do you
decision.
like or love somebody that clearly don't like or love you, or like mistreat you in some kind of way?
Because you haven't allowed the situation to alter the emotional part, the connection that you have with them.
What connection?
You haven't allowed the love to turn to anger. You're still loving them, and you haven't allowed what they do to you to change how you feel about them. Which would, if they're beating on you, that may turn into anger. Some people stay in their love mood. I love them. I'm going to accept because I love them. I'm not leaving them because I love them. And they take that. Or the person cheating on them. Or the person lying to them. Whatever it may be.
I don't understand that. And I really do not understand it. There's no way I'm going to love somebody that's putting their hands on me. There's no way I can continue to love somebody that's clearly cheating on me, like in my face. There's no way I can love somebody that's always lying. Like,
I think all of that comes with maturity. And it comes with self-esteem. It's a lot of different components that comes along with walking away from a situation that you know is causing you nothing but grief.
I would change my phone number in a bit. When I was younger, no, I had a new phone number like every 30 days.
They had to write your number down in pencil.
Yeah, listen. Anybody, I don't know, but I don't know. I don't want to speak out of turn, but I know. I don't understand how people just stay or do those type of things. I don't know. But it does happen.
It does.
It happens more than enough. And again, it's that marble that just knocks them all down.
And even if you're in a relationship and you're grieving, or you're experiencing grief within your relationship, talk to somebody.
Get the hell out.
Yeah. Talk to somebody.
Get out.
And it's not always good to talk to friends.
No.
It's not always good to talk to friends. You need to go talk. Yeah, you need to go, because friends may not always have your best interest at heart, and then that's when you realize that they're not really your friends.
I think it's because they can have a biased opinion on the situation.
Yeah.
Because they know you, or because they know the situation is not, like, they can't give you a sound opinion or a sound suggestion, or if they have not experienced it themselves. Like me as a married woman, I'm not talking to nobody that's not married. And I don't even want to talk to anybody that's been married less years than I've been married. Because what I'm going through in year 13, you may not have even experienced it yet. So I'm very particular and meticulous when it comes to certain things who you share with and who you confide in, right? So I think that also plays a significant part too. It's not that they may not be your friend. Some cases it's like that, but I also feel like maybe they haven't experienced what you're going through, so they can't give a sound suggestion.
Me as the person that I am, I always try to help people and give them a perspective from a better outlook. That I'm never going to tell you to leave somebody. I'm not, even though you may want that, you may be coming to me for confirmation or affirmation that you should leave this person. I'm not going to do it.
Right.
I'm not going to do it. Who am I? That's not my place.
Right.
I'm learning at 51, if somebody comes to me to talk, to say, do you want my advice or you just want me to listen?
Right, and that's my number one question. What kind of conversation is this?
Yeah.
Am I just listening, or do you want my advice?
Because we all just need need somebody to listen.
Just listen.
Yeah, because you got some things to get off your chest, and that's why it's always good to write too. Because even though you're not verbally saying it, you're writing it down. You're getting them thoughts off of your
difference.
Yeah. So it's the same concept, but it's not verbally expressed. But I'm never going to tell somebody to leave, and I'm learning to keep my mouth shut. As much, the person that I am, as much as I would love to reach out, if I know somebody's going through something, I would love to reach out and say, hey, I'm here. If you ever need to talk, I'm keeping my mouth shut. I'm minding my goddamn business.
Thanks, okay? I agree. I mean, I definitely don't give advice to leave. I mean, again, and I always assess the conversation. Hey, am I just listening, or do you want my advice? And then I go from there. But I try to speak from a place of experience, and that's something I've been through. And then I will share with them my experience with it, with my husband, or any trials and tribulations that him and I had if we went through that particular situation. I do believe that some of the things that we go through as humans is not for us. It's for the next person that's coming through.
Right.
So if I can identify with that particular situation, then I definitely share what I went through. And to give them some sense that is a light at the end of the tunnel.
Right.
Like, don't give up. There's light. I was there. Hey, I was there. I was where you are. This is where I am now. So keep going. Keep pushing, keep moving.
Stay the course.
Right. Stay the course. Don't let go. But yeah, so I definitely, and again, I identify with conversations. Am I listening? Now, I'm also not that person where you will come to me and cry about the same thing 3 or 4 times. We're not doing that. That's what we're not doing.
But if you're my friend,
I don't give a fuck. You're not wasting my time.
If you're my friend, you're not going to listen to me?
Bye. No.
I just had this thought.
If you was with Lil Ray Ray, and Ray Ray cheated on you first time, okay, I'm here, I'm listening, I'm sharing my experience. He cheated on you again. Okay, I'm here. What do you want to do? Because then you need to make a choice. Whether you want to stay and if you want to leave. And if you want to stay, shut the fuck up. And if you want to leave, let's pack your shit because we need to go. 3rd time, bitch, get off my phone. Get off my phone. I have other things to do. I'm not listening to that.
I think the first time they want advice. The second time, they may want advice. 3rd time, they just want you to listen.
I'm not listening to that.
But I just had this thought.
Because at this point, you need to invite the bitch over. Hey, y'all need to have dinner or clean up together. So
Right.
I don't know. But
she monopolized too much time. She need to put it in, use it in a different way. Pick up a broom or mop or something. I just had this thought about the mental health.
Yes.
So sometimes you may go see a therapist and they might not, and I'm just speaking from experience. That therapist, we don't get to do like a trial course with the therapist. We don't get to interview them, before we select them as our therapist. The interviewing process comes after you just decided to lay on their couch, and you may realize that they're not a right fit for you. It's okay.
Yeah.
That don't mean don't seek another therapist because you still haven't. You only seen them twice. You're not healed in two therapy sessions. You got to see them at least 6 times consecutively to start to make some progress. So after 2 times, and you feel like I don't feel like they're not good for me.
Right.
Seek somebody else. It's okay.
So I've experienced that too.
Mm-hmm.
And I think my biggest thing was having to find another therapist and then relive everything, or having to bring them up to date to where I was. That to me was painful as well.
Mm-hmm.
So when the last one didn't work, well, the last one before the last one didn't work, I strategically started to seek out specific people that had credentials in that area.
Right.
So psychiatrists that specializes in grief, psychiatrists that specializes in mental health, substance abuse, they have certain specialties. So before you select, try
to do your homework,
to do your own due diligence, to seek out that one that has those expertise or has those specialties, so that you don't have to, because that can be traumatic too, and then that can also deter you from wanting to go at all.
Yeah, and if you seek sought out help through a
Mhm.
therapist or a psychologist, and you done been through 5 and 6 months, you might need to look at yourself because you may not have gone into it with an open mind
Okay.
to want to move out of the emotional state.
Yep.
So you just finding everything wrong with this person because you don't want to tap into what's really wrong. So you might need to look at yourself.
So this hotline as well, and again, is 1-800-662-4357. I believe they also help with finding a mental health specialist and also a substance abuse specialist. They will help find one that's near you.
Mm-hmm.
So again, if you tell them what you're looking for, they should be able to help find. Because remember, you have to choose to get better. You have to connect with the right people, and you have to communicate what you're going through successfully.
Mm-hmm.
Huh?
Yeah.
I cried enough. What about you?
I ain't shed a tear. I seen you tear up a few. You about to make me cry. I'm an emotional being. That's why when I go to funerals, I don't even look at the family anymore because I'll start crying and I don't.
I know one thing. More people. I said this on my page the other day. I know more people better stop showing up to them funerals than they do to something else.
What you mean?
Why we got so many people showing up to dead folks? No, so clearly you didn't see it. So real fast, I was driving. I was headed to Dover, and I see a block of cars. So I'm like, "Ooh, they must be having something."
Oh yeah. You was telling me about that.
So I look down the road, and there's cars. I make a U-turn. I need to see what's going on. This is a celebrity. Are we having a party? Me being me, I want to know. I ended up at a damn funeral home. I was mad as I don't know what. I said, now why is it more people that show up to a funeral than you have anything else? You have people birthday parties, baby showers, housewarming, weddings, for heaven's sake.
That's why at a funeral they give a sermon about getting your life right because that may be the only time they step in a church. They gotta grab them any way that they can. They gotta try to save them. Usher them on to, getting their soul saved while they have them in that moment.
Yeah, but I just feel like everybody comes out to see a dead person, but everybody's too busy to see them when they're alive.
Yeah, give me my flowers while I'm alive.
Thank you. Tell me you love me while I'm here.
Yeah.
And then I was saying too, like, don't walk up to nobody's casket and whisper nothing, because I'm going to be like, what you say? Because I'm used to that. Again, if you gonna say I love you, you can say that in person.
What do you think about people who take pictures of people in caskets and dead people?
The devil.
I took a picture of my mom.
I mean, I guess it's different as your mom, but why?
I took a picture of my mom because the last time that I saw her before that, she was rushed to the hospital, and I didn't want to remember her that way. Even though remember her while she was dead in a casket is, I don't know, she was, her makeup was done, her hair was done, she was dressed.
I thought she looked nice.
I thought she looked very pretty.
Okay.
Yeah. But I look at the pictures of my mom, like if I do, if I'm looking through something, if I do glance at a picture of my mom, it's like a picture when, when I was younger. And I'll be like, oh, I remember this or whatever. But, my family does that on my dad's side, they country. So they take pictures, they all be standing in front of the casket, Yeah, that's what they do. They pass off. So 9 times out of 10, when they bury somebody that's, like my grandma, my grandpa, uncles or aunts, whatever, they go down south. They all in front of the casket, sisters and my dad's sisters and brothers there.
Why? That's what I'm saying. All your sisters and brothers and aunts and uncles and cousins, like everybody should have got together when that person when he was alive to take a picture with them. While he was alive and in that body, why do you wait until they I don't know. I just think people just anymore. It's like when they're gone, they're gone. see you in the next life. It depends on whatever you believe in the next life. But for me, I'll see you in the next life. Because that's what I believe.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I don't want nobody slobbering inside. What?
I don't know if I want a funeral.
Okay. Really?
Yeah. I don't know if I want one. I've already discussed it with you and my kids. I don't think I want one. It's painful. And I don't want to be knowing that I'm the cause of that grief, that pain. I'm going to die. That's enough pain. I don't need you standing over me crying and, hearing the songs and all of that stuff. I don't want you going through all of that.
And I damn sure don't want you whispering nothing in my ear. Nothing that you can't say out loud.
Yeah, so
You best to not.
yeah, and we just hope that you guys, took something from this. Most importantly, if you're feeling any kind of grief, any kind of sadness, please, please, please go talk to somebody, because we don't want you to. It's okay to feel sad, though. It's okay to feel sad. We're not saying that, but what's not okay is to stay there.
Right.
Because that can manifest into depression.
That domino effect.
Yes,
Yep.
and then that depression can turn to suicide, and we definitely don't want that.
Correct.
Because it's no coming back from that.
Absolutely.
While you're here, we can help you. We can, you can get help. You can be saved.
Absolutely.
So,
and remember too, guys. Somebody told me this years ago. The enemy don't want nothing that ain't worth it. So anytime somebody is going through something of that traumatic that is taking them from who they are destined to be, you have to make sure that that's not the adversary working against who you're supposed to be.
right,
Because he doesn't want anything that's not worth it.
right,
So just make sure you keep pushing on.
yeah,
Make the choice. Have some good connections.
right,
And then communicate well.
right. And even if you don't want to go talk to somebody, turn all that emotion into write it down. You make them write a book. By the time you can finish journaling, that could be a book that still can help somebody. So,
You never know.
yeah,
You never know. Because again, I feel like what we go through is not always for us. Some of the things we go through is for us because we're hard-headed and we're not listening. But some of the things you experience in life, you end up meeting someone and be like, I went through that for you.
yes,
It wasn't for me.
yes.
All that pain. So yeah.
Yeah,
So it works.
yeah.
I guess.
It's funny you said that. Somebody I know, her son is in the hospital, dealing with a heart issue.
Okay.
Like nice.
See?
And I was able to, I'm here. If you have any questions, if you need any, if you need to talk, your son need to talk. I don't know the man, but I don't need to know the man.
Yeah.
If you can ask me and then relay the message to him.
That's it.
I'm here. And that's it. So, turn that pressure into praise.
Hey, I like that.
Yeah, yeah. So, we love you guys. We love you. Love you. Love you. And we thank you guys for joining us. Please make sure you come back next week because we're gonna have some something good for y'all. Something funny. We're gonna turn this the grief into laughter. We're gonna have y'all laughing next week.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We're going to have a good fun show.
Yeah, fun show next week. We're gonna try to turn it around. But we thank y'all.
Thank you so much. And again, y'all can reach us on Facebook under Cute Girl Podcast
Cute Girl Combos.
Combos.
Yeah.
And then on Instagram
Cute Girl Combos.
Cute Girls Combos. But what's podcast come with? Lord have mercy. Alright, Cute Girl Combos. Follow both. Facebook, Instagram,
and YouTube. Make sure you subscribe and follow.
Yes.
Subscribe and follow. And if y'all have any comments, questions, if y'all want to ask us anything, tell us anything, combos@cutegirl.com. We'd love to hear from you guys.
And what else we got? That's it? Was it? Yeah, I think that's it.
Yeah. We love y'all. Have a good week. Peace.